This is Sean with Banks Brews Coffee, and now officially this YouTube channel. And today we're going to go into some history lesson on what a Dopplebock is and what is Krampus. Right here we have the Krampus beer. What is a Doppelbock? Doppelbock started back in the 17th century by monks. Who else? Time out. Before we get too far into this, let's crack this open. And this is from Goat Ridge, a smaller brewery actually in New London, Minnesota. When I first started my Banks Brews page, I met Brady and Holly. And Holly is actually a great artist. Definitely check out her page. She actually designed this Krampus label here that you're seeing. They both do some work for Goat Ridge Brewing, where Holly does a lot of their social media and obviously the design work that you're seeing here. Brady has some amazing photography and does some of that sort of work for Goat Ridge. And they brought this less common style, typically suggested to be enjoyed in a similar glass like this, tulip style glass that you're seeing here. Looks like it's pouring pretty true to its characteristics of what a Doppelbock should be. Should be a kind of a lighter bodied, but yet have kind of a foamy head on it. It can come in a few different styles. Doppelbock traditionally is a darker beer, but actually can be done as a Helles as well. So it got that roastiness to it. Don't really smell much alcohol coming off of it. Oh, it's really good. I really enjoy that. Cheers, Goat Ridge. It did start off with the original Doppelbock name. It was originally called Salvatore. And Salvatore is a little different than what the Doppelbock is today. It was traditionally a little sweeter than what a lot of Doppelbocks that you taste are today. Started around 1651, later abolished in 1799, but came right back about 7 years again when the brewery was reopened. Reorganized under the name Polliner, which many of you beer enthusiasts have heard of, and trademarked the term Salvatore. They are the only ones that are allowed to call a beer similar to this, the Salvatore. Otherwise, breweries were forced to change the name, and a lot of them came out with names that were similar to the Salvatore style name, finishing with that or sound. Probably butcher some of these names, but you'll see names like the Augustiner Maximator or the Lowenbrau Triumphanter. And eventually it became the Doppelbock. Historians kind of debate over the origination of the Doppelbock name, but long story short, they said they tried a bunch of other ones with the or sounding name, and eventually it became Doppelbock. This was deemed essentially as liquid bread. Monks would go on these fasts, and believe it or not, this is one of the ways that they would make it through their fast. How the heck are monks making it through a fast on alcohol and water? You're drinking 8%. I think this one comes in at about that 8%. Yeah, 8.5%. Drinking 8.5% Doppelbock and not really eating for days. You're going to probably get pretty hammered off of one of these. Well, it wasn't quite as heavy. It came in closer to that 4 or 5% in that range. So almost half of what it is today. What is Krampus? Krampus is a half demon, half goat mythical creature that also started in Austria. A Krampus festival is typically celebrated on December 5th and was seen as a day where Saint Nick would visit all the kids and give them presents, or his little demon friend Krampus would come and either hit the kids with sticks and branches if they were not good. A little scarier than getting a lump of coal. I think all adults, if they're good, should get a beer in their stocking. This is really fantastic. And as it warms up, you start to get even more of that roastiness. I want to get everybody that quick history lesson of Doppelbock. Like I said, less common style than what you typically see now. But if you haven't checked one out before, you definitely should. This is a really easy drinker. It's even though the 8%, you don't taste that alcohol. You get more of a crispness and like some maltiness, and it's like bread. That's why the monks created it. It's what I mentioned earlier. It's a great style to really try. Love to see this as a more common style in breweries. I think 2023 is going to be the year that breweries really venture into more of your traditional styles and kind of, I wouldn't say get away from hazy IPAs, but start to introduce some of those classics that have been definitely less common over the last few years, as hazy IPAs and heavily fruited sours and barrel aged stouts have kind of take hold of the industry as probably the main sellers. I think you're going to see more and more breweries do stuff like this, like the Doppelbock and Pilsners and things along those lines. And I really look forward to that. That's just my prediction. No facts behind that. That's just kind of my prediction. Thanks for tuning in today to hear a little history about the Doppelbock, Krampus. Follow along if you haven't already. Like, comment, follow below. Everything you can to help out. Cheers.